Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Hello, 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 beautiful people. It is I, Miss Lady O, and I want to welcome you to the Coming Out of the Dark podcast. This is our first podcast for 2024. I am so excited. I am just thankful to be here recording. I'm thankful for you listening to my voice. And I'm thankful that we're just going to have a conversation today. I think I want to entitle this episode, Let's Talk. I think it's only fitting. But before I start just, sharing what's on my mind, I want to share with you that if you are tuning in for the first time, that this podcast is in celebration of the life and memory of my beautiful sister, Glennis Marie Boyce. She is the inspiration for this platform, and all that I do is in celebration of her life, and what she means to me. Now, I say that because my sister is like my best friend, and I miss her so dearly. I'm able to say that today without the tears just welling up in my eyes and me becoming so emotional. The lack of tears does not mean that I miss her any less. I believe what that tells me is that I am just growing in my grief journey, and when I speak about her, I just smile, and I wish she was here today. I wish she can share in so many of these moments with me, but I know that she is always with me. She's not here physically, but she is in my heart. She's in the memories that we share together. And I miss my sweet pea. Especially like this year, guys. I am like venturing out into some really great things. One of them being that I am graduating with my bachelor's degree in human resources management. When I tell you, woof, this has been a journey. It has been a start, stop, different universities until that good, wonderful day when I landed upon Regent University, and God just stirred up my spirit and was just like, okay, you're going to start again. Let's go. And I found Regent University, and I know it's a very tough university, but it's very well known. It's a Christian university. It's top, I think it's number one, the number one university. I might be wrong, but it's in the top rankings, but I can confirm that. Listen, I am concentrating each semester on making sure I get good grades. So, knowing where it ranks is not in my mindset right now, but I know it's one of the leading. But I'm excited. In December, I will be graduating. I'm not going to say hopefully. I'm not going to say none of those things because I'm knowing I'm graduating in December. There's not going to be any loopholes. I'm walking in confidence with that. I know that God's going to give me grace to be able to complete my degree on time because always at the last minute they want to say, oh, this or that, because I've already completed all of my credits for my degree, and right now I'm just taking courses to make sure I have enough credits. But it's courses that I'm going to enjoy. Some of the courses will be focused on the Bible, which I can always learn and grow in the Bible. I mean, every time you open up the Bible, it is like something else different that you find. And so I'm really thankful for that. But that's one of my highlights for 2024. Another highlight for me in 2024 is going to be my masterclass. It's, how to elevate your confidence. God gave me that masterclass. It was in the middle of the night. He woke me up and gave me this class in my heart. And I know confidence is something that we all need to elevate on. There's no one in this world who does not need to elevate in their confidence. As I dive into understanding this course more and more, I have the course totally designed and everything, but I am, studying the course more and more, asking God to bring new insight into confidence by reading His Word. And I am discovering so much about confidence that it is definitely the pulse in everything that we do. Last week, or maybe it was this week, I spoke about how, you can have confidence. For some people, like having confidence to throw themselves a party, or having confidence to form a community, or having confidence to get up and go for that job interview, even though it might not be a job that you want. But listen, you're just trying to get a job to make ends meet. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I've been there too. But it's having confidence to go after, say, listen, I'm going to believe I'm going to get this job. I'm going to believe that I am going to land this opportunity because it's going to help put food on the table and things like that. That's one, you can have confidence in that area. And for some, that's nothing to them. They can operate in that confidence, so freely. But then it becomes different when you realize like, wait a minute, do I have confidence here? It's when God is elevating you to a point to say, okay, I want you to start this business. Do you have confidence that you're going to start that business and the business will, starting is a success by itself, but nurturing that business to the level of success that God will want you to have it, it's like, do you have that level of confidence? For some, it's, stepping out and starting a new relationship, or starting a family, or believing in God for healing, or, I've been there. I have been in those situations, and I know the strength that it takes to move in confidence in those areas. I could share with you just a little bit. When I was diagnosed with cancer, May of 2022, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I thought that this was just going to be like it for me, but I knew I could not give in to that feeling, right? And I know that God is a healer, right? Because He says that in His Word, because God is the great I am. He is the source of all things, and I believe God for healing. And I know I had stepped out on faith. I started a clubhouse room, and I was speaking about faith every single day. I I was operating in faith in everything that I do. Every time that I went to the doctor's office, I had to muster up this level of faith to say, and confidence to say, okay, I got this. Like, whatever they throw at me, Olympia, like, you got this. You got this. And that took a lot for me to do, because this was a process that I was walking physically by myself. I had the loving and support of a community around me, with encouraging words, with prayers, and all of that has sowed a seed into my faith walk. And elevating my confidence and believing in my healing. But it was a scary experience. So when August of the same year, 2022, when that came around, I would never forget the day. It was August 6th, and here I go. I'm driving to the doctor's office, and I'm sitting in the room, and I'm looking at all of the metal equipment, and the room is just so like blah. And I'm waiting for the doctor to come in, and I'm like, oh gosh, at the same time, I'm like, you got this. I'm telling myself, you got this, you got this, you got this. I'm just like, you got it. And the doctor walks in, and he goes over the procedure of what he did, because I had colon cancer. And so he went over the procedure. He told me how, they had to remove that section, and, they had to remove all the lymph nodes and everything. And he then finally told me, after all the explanation, you are cancer free. Honey. I screamed. Oh my God, I covered my face, and the doctor hugged me, and he joined in with me with tears because he was so moved emotionally. And he had also said that, oh my God, this is a first for him, because he was like, so many lymph nodes that he removed, and every single one of them did not have cancer in them. And so he was so emotional. And I remember walking out and getting in my car, and I could not believe it. And I remember calling my sister, and she thought I was laughing, but I was actually exhaling in tears, because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm cancer free. And it was like, oh, whew. And then I remember just sitting back and say, you are an overcomer, and God, you did this. But that was such a faith walk, and it's such an elevation of my confidence in believing that I'm going to get through this. I'm going to walk each and every day out, and I'm going to get through this. And I'm sharing this story about my cancer journey because I want you, the listener, to be able to see how I walked that process out. You can walk that out in everything that you are doing. Things that's going on in your life. Maybe things look dark, and maybe things look like, oh, I don't know, if I'm going to be able to overcome this situation. If I can encourage you, please do not think about that you're not going to get there. You have to transition your mind and believe that you will get there. Just like I said a moment ago, I'm not saying that hopefully I graduate. No, I am going to graduate in December. What else am I going to do? I passed all my my HR courses. Why would I not graduate in December? And I'm not going to allow myself to think any differently. Never allow the inner critic, the self-sabotaging thoughts to rob you of your of your wins, rob you of your success, rob you of believing that you can have great things. We don't have because one, we don't ask, and secondly, we don't believe. And you have to achieve anything in life, you have to have confidence. And the confidence is not in the thing. The confidence is not in your healing. The confidence is not in the job. The confidence is not in starting that business. The confidence is not in those things, but the confidence is in God, because God is the creator of all things. And God, listen, let me see if I can get to it. I want to see, let's see. I wanted to read to you a scripture that I came across, and this scripture it says, "Do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. You need to preserve so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised." So whatever God has promised to you, whatever He has spoken to you in your heart, whatever that is, I want you to know that it's going to come to pass. But listen, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be, you're going to go through a process, because God needs to perfect the things within you. He needs to deal with some things that's going on inside of you and Him. Y'all know what that thing is, and He needs to work that out in you so that when you do receive the promises that He has told you, you know how to steward that, you know how to manage that, you would know, and you would give all the glory back to Him. You would not be like, oh, this was my doing, but you would know that that is God's doing. Another scripture was that I came across was, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." And I know that is something that we are challenged with, because we're trying to make sense of a situation on our own understanding. And it's not. You cannot make sense of it by just trying to figure out all the pieces, move all the pieces, have control of the situation. You have to release control. You have to let go of control. You have to recognize that you don't have the power, but in God, and you trust Him, and He speaks into your heart, and He will guide your spirit to take the right steps. You will wind up in places that you never even thought of. In addition, when achieving those things, you're going to achieve it in a way that you never thought you would. You probably thought that you had an outline that, Tasha Cobbs was talking about this. I was watching a program, and she was talking about how dealing with infertility, and how she got her son. She adopted her son, and her son looks just like her and her husband. It's amazing. But she was expecting it to come one way, and she had to let go of that idea of receiving her child naturally, to the point when she let go of that, then it was like a light bulb went off, and it was like, oh wow, you know what about adoption? And once she accepted that this is the road that she's going to take, she believes that this is the journey that God is taking her on, everything happened back to back to back to back to back. It was like within a matter of 2 months, she went through the adoption process and was able to bring home her baby. Because when you walk in the alignment with God, when you accept and say, yes, God, okay, I surrender to your process, and you go through all of the valley experiences, and you knock on the doors that He's telling you to knock on, it's just going to happen naturally. It's just going to happen like overnight. So I hope that that does really encourage you, because confidence is something that we need to really focus on. We need to take heed on the importance of confidence and the confidence in God. It's not the confidence in the material things. It's not the confidence in the person. It's not the confidence in the opportunities, but the confidence is in God. The promises that He has spoken to your heart, trusting and knowing that it's going to come to pass. Now, I don't know when, and you're not going to know when neither, but you just have to trust it. Just like God has given me this platform, Lady O Enterprises, it has so many arms to it. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, God, this is so massive. And I'm trusting and knowing that God's going to see and send me the partnerships. God's going to send me the people that's going to help me to birth out these things that He has given me. But until then, I'll just do one step at a time as He has spoken to me. One step at a time. Because the same way, like, this format even that I'm doing with you right now is more free flowing, whereas before it's like a little bit more formatted and scripted. And I just feel like God is just saying, be vulnerable. Have a conversation with the people. Have a conversation and allow them to hear your heart versus a well-crafted format, which is not bad, because I believe I needed that at that time, because I needed to be sure of what my delivery is. But now I'm walking in the knowing. Now I'm walking with another level of confidence. Now I'm still having some structure to it as I'm looking at my points that I want to cover. But I'm really ready to really invite you into my heart and say, let me just show you some of the areas that me and God are partnering on. And I'm hoping that once I show this to you, that this will be encouragement to you, that you too can make it. You too can trust. You too can do it. So I'm going to not continue to go on and on, because I look forward to chatting with you soon. But I want to tell you just to think about your confidence level and think about deepening your relationship with God. Think about how you can grow by diving in with God, because it is so, so, so important. There's no other way. It's just no other way. I've been through so many experiences, and, I know that each one is meaningful. The triumphs and the challenges are all purposeful. Even right now, I'm going through a challenging experience because my mother is in a nursing home. She has dementia. I'm her caregiver, and I'm literally watching her as the dementia is gaining more. I just want to be careful with my words, but it's growing a little more. And I'm in prayer because I want to make sure I'm able to handle it. And I want to love her through the process in every stage of where she is. But that is tough. It's not easy. And the things that I have to go through when on my drive home, it's not easy. And I know one thing that people expect from me, or they look for me, is always the smile. And I am always smiling and I am always happy, but my heart aches because I don't want to see her like that. But I know that she's just not well, and I have to love her unconditionally. And I will, because I am her advocate. I advocate for her, and I will not miss a week in seeing her, and I wish I could see her much more. But I pray for her, and I ask for you guys to please pray for my mother and pray for me as well, that I'm able to take this walk with all the grace and guidance from God, because in this area, I do need to be strengthened. So as I close, I want to say that all that I shared with you, it comes from my heart. And, as an empowerment coach, I'm not a licensed doctor or a therapist. but I'm committed to supporting women like you that is listening to me, through your professional and personal development. And because partnering with women who are ready to break the cycle of self-sabotaging thoughts and beliefs is so crucial, it's so important to me. It's the foundation of this platform. And I am starting something in 2024 that I do want to invite you to. And I hope that you do participate in it. I would love to encourage you to email me. And the email address is missladio.com, and that's MSLADYO.com. And I want you to share with me your highlight. I want you to share with me your triumph. I want you to share with me your win. And I would love for you to give me permission to share it on the next time that I record. I'm calling this, I'm thinking of it right now on the spot. I was going to call it Spotlight, but I'm not going to do that. I think I want to call it, maybe In the Light, or Shining Light. So we'll have a shining light moment. How about that? Let's call it Shining Light. Do you agree with that? I think I love that. Can we call it Shining Light? And this will be Shining Light is highlighting women who have triumphed in situations in their lives. And it doesn't have to be big things. It could be regardless of what degree it is, small or large. Maybe you got a job. Maybe you had an aha moment and you realize what direction you want to go in. But we're going to call it Shining Light, and this is going to be on focus on you. And I'm going to share your story. And if I get 1 or if I get 10, I'm going to share it. So please email me, missladio.com. That is MSLADYO.com. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. I said that I would be on here at least once a month, but who knows? I'm going to allow God to guide it. I'm trying to work it out based on my schedule, right? But God might say, hey, listen, I want you to do it every week or twice a month. I'm going to leave it to Him to guide me. But I guarantee I will be back on here in February. But I hope when I come back on that I do have a shining light moment to share with you guys to encourage you, because it's not so much about my story, but it's about what's going on in your life as well. Can this be a partnership that we have? Can this be a community that we have? Because coming out of the dark is that, coming out of the dark. So you got to see the light. You have to see the light, right? So I look forward to chatting with you again. Please be well. Please be safe. Please be encouraged and uplifted, and know that I am supporting you. I am supporting you as you are supporting me as well. So until then, be well. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.